So I just wanted to make a quick video to show you my little project that I've been working on over the last couple of months. It's basically a Garduino garden watering and fertilizing project, and what it basically consists of is a Arduino, 2-channel relay, a computer power supply unit. It might look like overkill, but it's not, and I'll show you why. Down here we have just 2 probes that are currently switched on, and the 2 probes sense how much water is in the soil, and they power these. Now these are out of Mitsubishi cars. Obviously all cars running on 12 volts. What I've done is I've wired up the 2 of them to each relay, and there you'll notice they've got front for the front of the car and for the rear of the car, and it just basically gives it a little bit more pressure when it comes out of the little sprinklers. So what I've done is I've set up this one here, and this just runs on a timer. At the moment it's every 2 minutes, and it'll go for 5 seconds and then switch off again. But ultimately that tank will be filled with fertilizer, and that'll go once every 2 weeks, and it'll spray for 5 minutes and then it'll turn off again. Maybe even less, I don't know, fine tuning to be done. And this one here for now is going to be water, and that's connected up to the motor going. It's connected up to the sensor, sorry, to the relay, and I see when I'll see if I can get it going and hopefully not get the phone wet. There it goes. So that works. And yeah, so there we go. So now the goal is obviously to tidy the whole thing up. The box I've actually made with fence palings, just leftover fence palings. So that looks alright, it does the trick, and I'll put a little roof on the top here to protect it from the rain, and ultimately it's going to be sitting outside. So what I'll do next is I will tidy up all the wires, I'll give everything a clean, and then I'll assemble the whole lot, and then we can go from there. Just a quick note, the reason I use the car ones is obviously because they're 12 volt, and the reason I use the big computer power supply is because cars tend to use a lot of current, and a usual power supply wouldn't be able to do that. So I've overkilled it by getting a 22 amp 12 volt rail in this power supply unit, and that's more than enough to power 2 motors at the same time. I haven't tried running all 4 motors at the same time. I don't want to risk failing or blowing up the power supply unit, but they don't need to run simultaneously anyway. So I've set up the code so that only 2 of these motors, or one relay triggers at once, just to avoid that problem of overcurrent and killing the power supply. So there you go. So the Arduino's connected to a 12 volt rail as well. I was going to do it to 5 volt and connect it straight into the pins here, but you miss your regulators and all that. So I know there's a regulator in the power supply, but I just didn't want to have to deal with that. So this is running off 12 volts too, and maybe if I do get the chance to try and run all four motors at the same time, then I'll get this to go to 5 volts, just so we get a little bit of pressure off the 12 volt rail. But we'll see how we go. So next up we'll be cleaning everything, maybe sealing up the box and putting it all together nice and tidy, and getting some holes drilled in the side for all the cables in there. So there we go.